Welcome, welcome. Um, Isaiah 5. Trying to think of something random real quick. I've been watching a lot of women's college basketball. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. And it's pretty like I like it. Like Iowa State looks good. I think they got beat though, right? I think they're the one that played. Yeah, they played Stanford. It's crazy because they got Brink fouled out, but they needed that inside. Even though they had that outside flowing, they wasn't missing, which I think is really good coaching on their side. Just Stanford was too much. Good games though. I ain't gonna lie, I watched all women's. I didn't watch. I don't think I watched one NBA game. I didn't watch one college game just because. I don't know. It's just to see women evolve. Like I used to rock with them. Like when we had the Sting back in the day in Charlotte. Like I would go to the games and then we would get free tickets. Sometimes where was I working at? We would get free tickets. Might have been music. Might have been budget too. Budget had some perks. Shout out to budget. All right, Isaiah 5. Something don't sound right. All right, that's a little better. Now let me sing for my great beloved, for my greatly beloved Lord. A song of my beloved about his vineyard. My greatly beloved has a vineyard on a very fertile slope, the promised land called Canaan. He dug it all around and cleared away its stones and planted it with the choicest vine. And he built a tower in the center of it. And he also hewed out a wine vat in it. Then he expected it to produce the choicest grapes, but it produced only worthless ones. And now the inhabitants of Jerusalem and men of Judah judge between me and my vineyard. Again, I'm always reading from the Amplified. Some say that. Amplified Bible, guys. What more could have been done for my vineyard that I have not done in it? When I expected it to produce good grapes, why did it yield worthless ones? So now let me tell you what I am going to do to my vineyard. I will take away its thorn hedge, and it will be burned up. I will break down its stone wall, and it will be trampled down by enemies. I will turn it into a wasteland. It will not be pruned or cultivated, but briars and thorns will come up. I will also command the clouds not to rain on it. Boss. For the vineyard of the Lord, vineyard of the Lord of hosts, is the house nation of Israel. And the men of Judah are his delightful painting. So he looked for justice, but in fact he saw bloodshed and lawlessness. He looked for righteousness, but in fact he heard a cry of distress and oppression. Woe, judgment is coming to those who join house to house and join field. To those who join house to house and join field to field to increase their holdings by depriving others. Until there is no more room for others, so that you have to live alone in the midst of the land. In my ears, the Lord of hosts said, be assured that many houses will become desolate. Even great and beautiful ones will be unoccupied. For 10 acres of the vineyard would yield only one bath of wine. Dang. And a homer of 6 bushels of seed will only produce 1 ephah of grain. You know, they didn't have no full tub back in the day, so it wasn't that much. Woe to those who rise early in the morning to pursue intoxicating drink. Oh no. who stay up late till the wine inflames them. Oof, that is. It's a different mode to wake up and pursue it. Yeah, like that's a DR Cuba. It's not really how I'm moving. It's like a special, marriage. I like to look for like there's stuff I gotta do in the morning. All right, I'm sorry. They have lyre and harp, tambourine and flute, and wine at their feast, but they do not regard nor even pay attention to the deeds of the Lord, nor do they consider his hands of work. Therefore, my people go into exile because they lack knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their common people are parched for thirst. Therefore, the dark place has increased its appetite and opened its mouth beyond measure. And Jerusalem's splendor, her multitude, her uproar, and her revelers descend to it, the drunks. So the common man will be bowed down, and a man of importance degraded, and the eyes of the proud will be degraded. But the Lord of hosts will be exalted in justice. And God, the Holy One, will show himself holy in righteousness. Then the lambs will graze as in their own pasture, and strangers will eat in desolate places of the exiled wealthy. Woe to those who drag along wickedness with cords of falsehood, and sin as if with cart ropes towing their own punishment. Who say, let him move speedily, let him expedite his work, so that we may see it, and let the purpose of the Holy One of Israel approach and come to pass, so we may know it. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who substitute darkness for light and light for darkness, who substitutes bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe to those who are wise in their own eyes and clever and shrewd in their own sight. Woe to those who are heroes and at drinking wine. I'm sorry, man. I can't, I gotta. Woe to those who are heroes at drinking wine. It is a sport to some. And men of strength and mixing intoxicating drinks. Who justify the wicked and acquit the guilty for a bribe, and take away rights of those who are in right. Therefore, as the tongue of the fire consumes the stubble, the straw, and the dry grass collapses into the flame, so their root will become like rot and their blossom blow away like fine dust, because they have rejected the law of the Lord of hosts, and despised and discarded the word of the Holy One of Israel. Therefore the anger of the Lord has burned against his people. He has stretched out his hands against them and has struck them down. And the mountains trembled, and the dead bodies lay like rubbish in the middle of the streets. In spite of all of this, God's anger is not turned away, but his hand is still stretched out. He will lift up a flag to call the distant nations, and will whistle for them to the ends of the earth. And indeed they will come with great speed swiftly. No one among them is weary or stumbles. No one slumbers or sleeps. Nor is the belt of at their waist undone. Nor is the strap of their sandal broken. Their arrows are sharp, and all of their bows are strong and bent. Their horses' hooves seem like flint and their chariot wheels like a whirlwind. Rides, smooth ride. Their roaring is like a lion as they roar like lions, like young lions. They growl and seize their prey and carry it off. There is no one there to save it. And in that day they will roar against them, Judah, like the roaring of the sea. And if one looks to the land, in fact, there is darkness and distress. Even the light will be darkened by its clouds. Isaiah 6. I'm going to go ahead and read it. In the year the king Uzziah died, I saw in a vision the Lord sitting on a throne, high and exalted, with the train of his royal robe filling the most holy part of the temple. Above him, heavenly beings, angels, each one has 6 wings. That's crazy. And 2 wings, he covered his face. With 2 wings, he covered his face. With 2 wings, he covered his feet. And with 2 wings, he flew. That's crazy. And one called out to another, saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is filled with his glory. And the foundations of the thresholds trembled at the voice of him who called out, and the temple was filling with smoke. Then I said, Woe is me, for I am ruined, because I am man, ceremonially unclean lips. Ceremonially. No, it's okay. And I live among a people of unclean lips. Y'all know about that? Tony Touch? I saw that Tony Touch out, and that was way back in the day. Then one of the angels flew to me with a burning coal in his hand, which he had taken from the altar with tongs. Boy, that had to be some hot coal. He touched my mouth with it and said, Listen carefully. This has touched your lips. Your wickedness, your sin, your injustice, your wrongdoing is taken away, and your sin atoned for and forgiven. Then I heard the voice of the Lord, saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, Here I am, send me. And he said, Go and tell his people, keep on listening, but do not understand. Keep on looking, but do not comprehend. He's a little irritated. Make the heart of the people insensitive, the ears dull, and the eyes dim. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and return and be healed. Then I said, Lord, how long? Until cities are devastated and without inhabitants, and the houses are without people, and the land is utterly desolate. The Lord has removed his people far away, and there are many deserted places in the midst of the land. And though 1/10 of the people remain in the land, it will again be subject to destruction, consumed and burned, like a massive tree, or like an oak whose stump remains when it's chopped down. I got one of those. The holy seed, the elect remnant, is its stump. That is it for today. We'll start back up next time. Go, man. Go ahead and go. Go on. Appreciate it. Thank you. We're going to keep at it. Yeah. We're going to keep at it. Till next time.